There's something I've been thinking about lately, something simple on the surface, but strangely personal. I've been looking for a new outfit. Nothing dramatic, just a dress or maybe a soft sweater I can wear on colder mornings. But as I stood in front of the mirror at the shop yesterday, I realized how choosing clothes is never just about colors or fabrics. It's about who we are when no one is watching. When you say, "This feels comfortable," or "It's too formal," you're not only describing a piece of clothing, you're revealing a tiny truth about yourself, a preference, a memory, a quiet emotion you carry in your chest. Style speaks, even when we don't. And in English, these small choices become even more interesting, because sometimes you try to say what you feel, but the words don't quite fit yet. You know the color, the texture, the sensation, but translating that feeling becomes its own journey. So today I want to talk about style, not fashion trends, not rules, just the simple human act of choosing what feels right on your body, the clothes that make you breathe a little easier, the colors that carry a small piece of your story. Because when we learn to talk about style in English, we learn to talk about ourselves. And that, I believe, is where real language begins. I was thinking about something you said last week, that you never know how to describe clothes in English. And I realized it's a much more emotional topic than people imagine.
Oh, definitely. Every time I try to talk about clothes, I sound like a lost tourist. My vocabulary disappears.
Well, you're not a lost tourist. You're someone trying to describe how something feels. And that's much harder. So let's talk about it. If you look at someone and like what they're wearing, what would you say?
I usually say, "I like your clothes."
It's honest, but a bit general. In English, a more natural expression is, "It suits you." It means the clothes match the person's style, personality, maybe even their energy.
It suits you. That's nice. Kind of elegant, actually.
It is. And you can also be more specific. The color suits you, or the jacket suits you.
So, if I saw you wearing, let's say, a green dress, I could say, "That green dress suits you?"
Exactly. And it sounds warm, natural, and very English.
I like that. It's a gentle compliment. Not too much.
Clothes don't need dramatic compliments, only truth. How would you describe your own style?
My style? I'm basic. Very basic. I wear black t-shirts because I don't need to think. And jeans. Always jeans.
That's not basic. That's intentional. Clean. Minimal. How would you describe that in English?
Simple clothes?
Better. I like simple outfits. Or even, I prefer a clean, minimal look.
Minimal look. That does sound better. Less like I'm a guy with 10 identical shirts.
But tell me, when you try something different, what usually stops you?
Honestly? The mirror. I look at myself and think, this feels wrong, or too formal, or too loud. But I can't describe it well in English.
Then let's practice. Imagine you tried on a blazer. How would you say it feels wrong?
Maybe it feels strange?
You can say that when something doesn't feel natural. But if your problem is that it's too elegant or serious, then say, "It feels too formal."
It feels too formal.
Exactly. It's a very useful expression. Not negative, just clear.
Yesterday, I tried a shirt that was kind of shiny and I didn't know how to express that I didn't like the shine. What would I say?
Then you can say, "I'm not sure about the color," or "I'm not sure about the fabric." It's soft, polite, but honest.
So instead of saying, "I hate this shirt," I can be diplomatic.
Very British of you.
Okay, let me try. I'm not sure about the color, it's too bright for me.
Wonderful. That's exactly how we say it.
Because some clothes really scream at me. It's like they're yelling, wear me. Be fashionable. And I'm like, no, thank you.
That's the thing about clothes. They don't only look a certain way, they feel a certain way. And when you talk about how they feel, use it looks comfortable or it feels uncomfortable.
So if I try on something tight and weird, I can say, it feels uncomfortable.
Yes. Or if you want to be softer, I'm not comfortable in this.
That's perfect. I need that phrase. I'm not comfortable in this. Sounds like something I would say every time someone tries to dress me up.
And what about fabrics? Do you know how to describe textures?
A little. I know soft and rough. And silky, maybe?
That's a good start. But let's try something real. Look at my sweater. How would you describe it?
It looks warm. And kind of cozy?
Exactly. You can also say, it looks comfortable.
It does. It looks comfortable. Like something you wear when you want tea and quiet.
I like that description. Clothes often tell stories. Now describe your outfit today.
Okay, simple black t-shirt, jeans, sneakers. I'd say it's a casual outfit.
Perfect. And if someone asked why you chose it?
I'd say because it's comfortable. And it suits my day.
Very natural. You're finding the language to match your intention.
You know, I think the hardest part is describing something when I don't like it. I don't want to be rude.
English helps with that. You can say, it's not really my style, or I don't think this works for me.
That's polite. I like it.
And if you're still unsure, you can say, I need a second opinion.
This one I use all the time. Every time a salesperson says, it looks great on you, I need a second opinion.
They always say that. It's part of the job.
Yes. But sometimes I want honesty. Like, sir, that shirt makes you look like a confused magician.
I would pay to hear that in a shop.
Let me try another situation. You, Olivia, who walked out of the fitting room in something a bit different, something bold, and I wasn't sure if it looked good. What could I say?
You can ask, how do you feel in it? That's a very gentle way to understand someone's reaction to a piece of clothing.
That's nice. It gives space. It's like saying, your feeling matters more than my opinion.
Exactly. And if you want to be honest without being harsh, say, I'm not sure it's the best match. Or maybe try something else.
Because honesty is important, but so is kindness.
Style is emotional. Clothes touch the body, but they speak to the mind. And when you describe them in English, you're not describing fabric. You're describing yourself.
Yes. I think that's why it feels vulnerable sometimes. You're putting words to things you don't always understand.
And that's why we practice. So you can talk about colors, textures, comfort, doubt, everything with confidence.
So far I've learned, it suits you. It feels too formal. I'm not sure about the color. It looks comfortable. It's not my style. And I need a second opinion.
That's a very good start. And now you can actually use these phrases while shopping.
Or on a date.
Especially on a date.
Yes. Compliments are tricky.
Not if they're honest. You can always say something gentle like, that jacket suits you, and you'll sound sincere.
I'll remember that.
Good. Because style is not superficial, Marcus. It's a conversation, one your body starts and your words finish. You know, Marcus, I've always believed that style is one of the quietest forms of communication. People think it's about trends or brands or what's in, but it's not. It's about sensation, memory, presence, When you choose a sweater because it feels warm, you're choosing comfort. When you avoid a shirt because the color doesn't feel like you anymore, you're choosing honesty. Clothes aren't just something we put on. They're something we carry. And when we try to describe all of this in English, it becomes even more interesting because you're not only translating words, you're translating feelings. That's why choosing the right expression matters. Saying it suits you isn't just about style. It's about harmony. Saying it feels too formal isn't criticism. It's recognition. And saying, I'm not sure about the color, is a gentle way to express doubt without hurting anyone. In English, we talk about clothes the same way we talk about people, softly, intuitively, with a sense of emotional truth. When something looks comfortable or looks heavy or feels too tight, you're not describing fabric. You're describing how your body reacts to the world. Think about it this way. Every time you choose a word to describe what you're wearing, you're choosing a small piece of your identity to reveal. Words like soft, warm, loose-fitted, casual, bold, or simple are not just vocabulary. They're decisions. They show who you allow yourself to be in that moment. And perhaps that's why talking about style in English is such a powerful exercise. It forces you to look inward, to name sensations you usually ignore, to understand that language is not separate from you. It's woven into you, like threads in a fabric. When you describe your clothes, you're not just speaking English. You're saying, this is how I feel. This is who I am today. And perhaps that's all that language really wants from us. So, Marcus, now that we've talked about the language of style, let's try something more real. Imagine you're in a shop looking for a new shirt. What would you say to the salesperson?
Okay, I'd probably say, I'm looking for a shirt, something simple.
Good start. And if you wanted to add more detail?
I'm looking for a simple shirt, maybe in a darker color.
That sounds very natural. You can also say, I want something that feels comfortable, or I want a color that suits me.
I like, that suits me. Makes me feel like I have taste.
You do. You just need the words for it. Now, describe a shirt you would actually buy.
Okay, I think I'd choose a shirt that's soft, maybe cotton. Dark blue or black. Not too tight, not too loose. Something I can wear anywhere.
That's excellent. Very clear. Now tell me why dark blue or black.
Because I feel safe in those colors. They don't scream at people. And they match everything.
Then say it exactly like that. I like dark colors because they make me feel comfortable and they match everything.
Yes. That sounds honest.
Honesty is always good. Now try the opposite. Describe something you wouldn't buy.
Anything shiny. Or too bright. Or with big patterns. I'm not sure about this. It feels too loud for me.
Perfect. Too loud is a lovely expression. Not rude, just expressive.
That's how I feel with those shirts covered in huge flowers. I see them and think, this shirt has more personality than I do.
Then you can say, it's not really my style.
Yes. That's a good one. I'll use it.
Now imagine a different situation. You're shopping with someone, a friend, maybe someone important, and they try on something bold. How would you respond if you're unsure?
I'd say, how do you feel in it? Like you taught me.
Beautiful. That question always opens space for honesty.
And if they want my opinion and I don't love the outfit, I could say, I'm not sure it's the best match.
Exactly. Soft, respectful, and true.
You know what's strange? Talking about style like this is making me remember things.
Like what?
Growing up, My mother always said clothes should make you feel like yourself. But I never understood what she meant until now. Some clothes make you feel like you're wearing a costume, and others make you feel like you're home.
That's a beautiful way to put it. And you can say that in English too. This feels like me, or this doesn't feel like me.
Yes, I really like that. It feels honest.
Now, let's talk combinations. What do you think goes well together?
For me, black goes with everything. White too. Earth tones sometimes. But bright colors I get lost.
Then say, I prefer neutral colors because they're easier to combine.
That's true. Neutral colors makes me sound like I know what I'm doing.
You can also say, this color works with my wardrobe, when something fits with the clothes you already own.
That's clever. I never thought of that.
And if something doesn't match?
I'd say, it doesn't go well with what I have, or it doesn't work for me.
Perfect. Very natural.
You know, if I had to buy something right now, I think I'd choose a dark green sweater. Something warm, something that feels calm.
Hen describe it to me as if I were the salesperson.
I'm looking for a dark green sweater. Something soft, maybe wool or cotton. I want it to feel warm and comfortable. Nothing too tight. And not too bright. I prefer something more natural.
That's wonderful. Clear, emotional, and very natural. Now tell me why dark green?
Because it reminds me of home. Where I grew up, we had a big tree in front of the house. Same color. And I always felt peaceful when I looked at it.
Then you can say, I like this color because it feels familiar. It reminds me of home.
I like that. Feels honest.
Talking about clothes is just talking about feelings with different words.
You make everything sound meaningful.
That's because it is. When you say, this suits me, you're saying, this fits who I am. When you say, I'm not sure about the color, you're saying, I don't feel like myself in this. Clothes are emotional things. They hold stories.
You know, I think I'm learning to describe myself more than my clothes.
That's the whole point. Language isn't just vocabulary. It's self-expression.
So if I wanted to describe my style now, I'd say, I like comfortable clothes. Simple colors. Things that feel natural. I don't like outfits that are too formal or too loud. I like clothes that feel like me.
That's perfect, Marcus. Absolutely perfect.
Thank you. This feels different. Like I'm not just learning English. I'm learning how to talk about myself.
And that is where confidence begins, when your words and your feelings finally meet. You know, the more we talk about style, the more I realize it's simply another language we carry. A silent one. Every color we choose, every texture we avoid, every outfit that makes us breathe a little easier. They all tell a small truth about who we are. Clothes don't speak, but they reveal. And the words we use to describe them reveal even more. When you say, it suits me, or I'm not sure about the color, or it feels too formal, you're not just describing fabric. You're describing your presence, your comfort, your story. And that's why talking about style in English is such a beautiful practice. It teaches you to put emotions into words you didn't have before. So today, I want you to try it. Look at what you're wearing right now and describe it in English. Not perfectly, just honestly. Ask yourself how it feels, what it says, and whether it feels like you. And if you enjoyed this conversation, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. There's another lesson waiting for you. It should be appearing on your screen right now. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.